right, let's give the other stream here a second to get caught up, and then we will be live on both. We got about 9 minutes until the close, so we will be looking at pretty close to the close here. Market is coming in a little bit, but we'll do an update here as we finish up, just in case we get some additional volatility here into the close. Let's get started. Good afternoon. This is Ifan from the Strategic Day Trader, and this is your market wrap for July 6, 2022. Q's up about 0.5% here, SPY up about 0.25, and IWM, which has been lagging all day here, down about 1%. Okay, coming into today, neutral here as we've gotten this run up into resistance with the hourly trying to transition higher. So you can see the hourly here starting to turn up, trying to put in higher highs and higher lows. In fact, we did do that with this afternoon rally. Market coming in a bit here now, so we'll definitely take a peek at where we finish. And this is pretty typical of what we see, either FOMC minutes or FOMC rate decision. It's pretty common. We saw it here. Last time we got that big rally, what did we do the next day? We gapped down and got sold. So it seems to be just the pattern that we get is that we get kind of the optimism and then maybe even some agreement with what gets said or announced. And then the next day is usually the day where we give the entirety of the move back and then some. So tomorrow should be pretty telling, okay, about whether or not this hourly transition is going to have more to it. All right. Next area of resistance is going to be into this 390 area. All right. And then we're going to have resistance as we kind of move up if this hourly is going to be sustained and this daily higher low is actually going to follow through. Okay. So that'll be the main thing to look out for tomorrow in the market is that do we hold or do we get the sell-off? Now, we said yesterday as well, underneath this base on the hourly here on the Qs, that's going to be, on the SPY, that's 372.50. On the Qs, it's going to be underneath 275.78. Underneath that, all out bearish. We can even start to anticipate that if we do get a gap down tomorrow. I would say even under 285, I'd probably start off the morning with a pretty bearish bias, okay, and expect us to get sold because that is a ways away underneath 276 there. So that's the plan for tomorrow. Now, if we kind of hold up here, continue to grind up, just like I said yesterday, it is the tougher scenario because we are kind of swimming upstream here, bumping into resistance if we hold here, try to move up. If we are able to hold, eat through some of that resistance, that will build the bullish case. But we'll have to wait and see because typically after FOMC, we've seen a pretty bearish day follow. So we'll see what the market does tomorrow. All right, let's get into the plays from today. Speaking of hourly transitions like we got in the market here, I thought we had a pretty nice one here on the MNKD. Gave you numbers for this play this morning. It was also just a 5-minute pullback after that initial momentum move on the MNKD right there. 5-minute pullback. 2-minute looked pretty nice too. So while it wasn't a gap, I thought the other time frames, the alignment was good enough. There it is on the 2-minute. Right, pullback, base. I did live through this pullback. It wasn't the easiest. I was afraid we may have a similar situation to yesterday where we get an initial nice move and then not able to continue the trend, but was able to get to a target there on the MNKD, trimmed it down to the runner, but then the runner came all the way back in and took out that significant pivot. So that was the trail on the runner. So, you know, lost, I think, a penny or two on the runner there. But it was still kind of about an R on this because of the 2R move on that run up. But that was the entry. Could have done an ad here, I guess, because I wasn't feeling that aggressive on this. Didn't love the the gap. There was no gap, and it was kind of more just a time frame alignment play. I decided to let the ad go, but that would have definitely made the added to the play there. But that was the first play there, the MNKD. And then into the afternoon here, or heading into lunch, traded this HLX. So not sure if any of the people in the room, but we traded this on the mic. So once it broke the base, set up nicely here as a short, just level 2, stayed pretty good, and then it kind of gave you time before the flip to get out. But nice bearishness, a nice time frame alignment here on the HLX. Would have preferred if it wasn't extended, but basing pretty weak there, looking lower at the time on every time frame. You see the 15-minute started to transition a little bit here, but staying very, very weak. Here's the weekly, rolling over, monthly, looking lower. So, and then breaking support there on the daily. So that was the reason for the scalp on that. I thought this morning was pretty tricky, almost like a carryover from yesterday. Like I said, yesterday I thought was pretty tough. And then this morning I thought was pretty sloppy. Kind of was struggling at the open to really find good setups. And so I would say even on this MNKD, to be honest, I don't, if there were good gaps to go after, I wouldn't really have played this. With these where the time frame is good and you have a good setup, the momentum is always a question on these. And I think that when it came down to the runner, you kind of saw, this is what happens sometimes. They did move higher. It is going to close the day still up 2%, but just doesn't have the urgency and the momentum that a gap play would have. And so if we did have better gaps, I don't think I honestly would have played this. But I thought overall it was a good enough setup. And really, I didn't really have any problems with it. I thought the reward to risk potential was good as well. Looking at the daily there, maybe room up to like 440. So, it plays okay. But honestly, yeah, if we had better gaps, which we should here in a couple of weeks as earnings season gets started, probably one that I'll let go in the future. But, day like today, not a good gaps list. That's kind of the best of the bunch. All right. So yeah, important day tomorrow to see kind of what follow through we get here on the Qs and SPY. All right, and then we'll see if this actually holds. Unlike the previous times we've had FOMC moves. All right, we're just going to close up here. So whatever you're looking at here, less than a minute should be where we finish up. All right, interesting day ahead. All right, talk to you guys tomorrow. Have a good evening.